Hello. Over the last couple of years, there was this sort of tremendous interest in channels doing play buttons with this Arduino component that would update or downdate, I guess, the subscriber numbers as they entered or left their channel. And these play buttons were sort of representative of the awards that YouTube would present channels out after having made certain milestones. And I thought this was a tremendous idea, and I was always interested in it. And at the time, I didn't have the subscribers numbers, I felt, to really indulge in it. But over the last year, with this tremendous growth that this channel has experienced, I thought, well, let's revisit that. So I did a fair bit of research, but I wanted to do it as simply as possible, and I kept looking and looking, and I honestly didn't think that there was a method or means to use Arduino without utilizing a breadboard and soldering iron and all that. But imagine my surprise when I discovered that there's a project that just takes these two pieces and four connecting wires. Four connecting wires. A tiny little bit of programming. It's not even programming, it's basically compiling it in the IDE, and then you're done. And the major component of the job was really building the frame and doing the play button. And one of the things that a lot of these projects had in common was using a MakerBot project to make the play button and then either finishing it in certain ways and whatnot. Some did it to a greater or lesser extent, and I ran into this guy here, Rublicator, who I used as the model. I was going to fully follow this, and unfortunately, it didn't quite work out because it was in German, number one, and it wasn't very pretty. And I think it was like a young kid anyway, so I thought there was some information missing, so I went to another channel, and this one was in English, and it's basically the same project with ESP8266, and but in this one there was the same sort of source code except in English, and I used that source code. And I used this channel's MakerBot file, and also the image for the base play button presentations thing. Except as I got into the project, I decided that I wanted to make it gray. And one of the things I discovered was that, well, there's a little bit of a learning curve in order to, get the right sizing, because I was doing this and I kept making it smaller and smaller, and I ended up with this tiny little thing, and so it's like another one of these little I guess obstacles into the successful completion. And of course, in that process, I also destroyed one of these. This is why I'm holding this one. I don't really need the spare, but I have it because I messed up and crossed one of the wires, and you have to be careful because I put a power wire into the ground, and then it burnt out my USB port on my monitor, so I can't use that anymore, and that's a very, very shameful thing. And now this is the LCD thing. I managed to destroy this as well. I plugged it into what I thought would be a sort of a regular USB charging thing, except this one, it was meant for more voltage than this thing could handle, and it went very bright, and it doesn't work anymore. And the other thing with this one was I ordered this one off eBay, and this one has these little designations here as an MH, which means it's part of a different group, and it has a different address. So when I use the source code to embed it into this thing, it worked, except this never lit up. and or what was it? Yeah, it actually didn't work the first time because I couldn't address it properly. And the other thing too, it didn't light up because this one I ordered from eBay didn't have this little jumper cable or jumper spot here, little jumper, bigger jumper. So the power never went to the LCD screen, and that didn't work either. So yeah, so there was that. Then also between the time I got the source code for the project, and I forgot that you needed to put it into like an IDE, and for the life of me, I couldn't figure out how to do that. So there was this other page here where it shows how to actually do that. Oh yeah, that's this one here. Install the connector library for the Arduino IDE. So I got that, and I also discovered that there are a huge number of the LCD Crystal libraries around out there. So I finally discovered and found the right one, and I'll link that. I'll link all of this stuff because why reinvent the wheel? But I compile all this stuff so that it actually is easy now to put together. And I just want to recommend also, so let me see, where am I here? I've got this guy here, Rublicator for the MakerBot file, and also sort of, you can watch this to show actually the wiring, which works really well. Now this guy here is sort of to show how the IDE works a little bit. Here, this one is for the LCD library. This one, oh no, this is for the 8266 Wi-Fi connector library. Now, this guy here, he's the source code, the English source code, I believe. Yes. And then this person here, Becky Stern, actually, if you follow this, it goes step by step how to what the ins and outs of using the Arduino libraries and setting them up correctly and all that stuff. The project really is very simple. There's really only the two items here, the 4 wires, and then you build and design and set up and craft your actual play button presentation thing, and then hang it up on the wall after. So that's what I did, and I'm presenting this to you, and I hope you find something useful. And I'd like to just mention why, and that is because I believe that it's nice to have something that it's almost like a physical representation of who you are if you're subscribed to this channel. And I wanted to do something that would honor that and give some weight and some importance to that choice that you've made, or hopefully have made, to subscribe to this channel. And I don't regret for a moment the amount of work that I put into this project, because I know that when I glance up at the wall and I see that number increase, or maybe even decrease, that I'm passing and throwing out a thought to you, whoever you are, for at least having been part of this channel for whatever time you were. Thanks for watching. Thanks again. Till next time.